Very good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the first topic of chapter 1 real number class 10th CBSC, that is Euclid division lemma or Euclid division theorem, and we will also discuss about the Euclid's division algorithm. Very simple, as you have studied in your junior classes, in your previous classes about the algorithm that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is the same algorithm, just the old thing but in a new way. Okay, so like for example, if we are dividing 15 by 2, 15 we are dividing by 2, so the greater number 15 is the dividend and the smaller number 2 is the divisor. When we are dividing this 15 with the divisor, that is 2, 2 sevens are 14, so we have got the remainder as 1. So this is basically the quotient, this is the quotient, this is the divisor, and this is the remainder, and this one is the dividend. Okay, so we know that from our previous knowledge of junior classes that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, so if we write it as, and this remainder, the value of the remainder must be less than the divisor, and it will be either equal to 0 or greater than 0. Remainder will be greater than equal to 0 and less than the divisor. Let me write here a divisor. Okay, so this is only the division Euclid division lemma or Euclid's division theorem. Okay, like for example here dividend is 15 is equal to divisor, that is 2 times of quotient, that is 7, plus of remainder, that is 1. So 15 is equal to 2 times of 7 plus r, and you can clearly see that this remainder 1 is less than the divisor. Remainder 1 is less than the divisor. Sometimes we often write it in the form of the variables. Dividend if we are representing by x, divisor if we are representing by b, and the quotient we are representing by q, plus remainder, that is r, where r is less than the divisor, that is b, and greater than equal to 0. Okay, so this is the Euclid division lemma. Now I have written in the form of statement. Statement for the Euclid division lemma is, given positive integers x and b, or you can have a and b, here I have taken as x and b, there exists unique integers q and r satisfying x is equal to bq plus r. Here x is the dividend, b will be the divisor, and q is the quotient, r is the remainder. Then remainder will be greater than equal to 0 and less than the divisor. This is known as Euclid division lemma or Euclid's division theorem. Okay, so now sometimes in the questions you may get this term, that is Euclid division algorithm. What is Euclid division algorithm? It is nothing but the Euclid division lemma which is applied several times. Basically, algorithm is the well-defined series of well-defined steps. Series of well-defined steps of Euclid division lemma is called the Euclid division algorithm. Like if we are applying several times Euclid division lemma, then it is called the Euclid division algorithm. Let us take a question. In the question, basically, suppose we have to find HCF of 124 and 24. This is the question. So HCF of 124 and 24 can either be obtained by prime factorization method, like we will find out the prime factors of 124 and 24, and we will find out the HCF of 124 and 24. But it can also be found out using the Euclid's division lemma. So first we will be discussing about the finding HCF by prime factorization method. Very simple, just a quick revision. You have already done this prime factorization in your previous classes. Okay, like 24, we will start with the 2, 6 are 12, 3 are 6, and 3 1s are 3. So the prime factors 24 can be written as product of its prime factor, that is equal to 2 times of 2 times of 2 times of 3. Similarly 124, 2 6 are 12, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2, and this 31 1s are 31. So 124 can be written as 2 times of 2 times of 31. So here what is the HCF? What is the common factors here? 2 into 2, and this is 2 into 2. So the HCF of 24 and 124 is 2 into 2, that is 4. So this is the prime factorization method. You already know this method. Now secondly, if we have to find out the HCF by using the Euclid division algorithm. Now if the HCF of 124 and 24 we have to find out using Euclid division lemma. Lemma is nothing, lemma means theorem. You have to use Euclid division theorem to find out the HCF of 124 and 24. Simply the long division method, as you have studied in your 6th and 7th standard, I hope you must remember that. So since we will take 124 and 24, the bigger value will become the dividend and the smaller value will become the divisor. So divisor will be 24 and the 124 will be the dividend. 24 times of 5, it will be equal to 120. Subtracting, you will get the remainder as 4. It will be written as dividend. Let me write it. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So we will put the values. The dividend is 124, divisor is 24 times of quotient, that is 5, plus of remainder, that is 4. Okay, now here the remainder is not equal to 0. So we will continue with the steps. So in the second step, the divisor and the remainder, we have to take out the HCF between divisor and the remainder. So this remainder will become the divisor and the divisor of the previous step will become the dividend. So again 4 7s are 20, 4 6 are 24. So we have got the remainder 0. So again dividend is 24 is equal to divisor, that is 4, into quotient, that is 6, plus remainder, that is 0. Since here the remainder is 0, so the divisor at the last step, the divisor at the last step where remainder is equal to 0 is 4. So the HCF, therefore HCF of 24 comma 124 is 4. Remember this, the divisor at the last step will be the HCF. Okay, so this is how you will find out the HCF of two numbers using Euclid division lemma. Now we will come to the second type of problem in the same topic, that is Euclid division lemma. Like this question, in this question it is given that, okay, so question is saying that we have to show that every positive even integer is of the form 2q and every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. So how we are going to show that? Let us start. See, if we are talking about positive integers, so positive integers, all positive integers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so and so on, positive integer will be starting from 1 and to infinity. Positive integer, first we are talking about positive even integers. So the positive even integer, set of positive even integers will be what? 2 4 6 8 dot 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 dot. Okay, and similarly if we are talking about positive odd integers, so positive odd integers will be 1 3 5 7 dot dot dot. Okay, so we have to show that these even integers 2 4 6 8 and all are of the form 2q, and odd integers 1 3 5 7 and all are of the form 2q plus 1. Let us see. So since it is, we have to show it is of the form 2q or 2q plus 1. So that means what? One thing is clear from there here, that we have to take divisor. We have to take the divisor as 2. In 2q also the divisor will be 2, q is the quotient, and 2q plus 1 divisor is 2, q is the quotient and remainder is 1. So that means all these numbers we have to divide by 2. We have to divide by 2 and check. Okay, so let us see. Let us check. So if we are dividing first number, that is we are dividing by 2, we are dividing this 2 by 2, so we are getting 2 ones are 2 and the remainder is 0. So we have got dividend 2 is equal to divisor 2 times of the quotient 1 plus of 0. Okay, now if we are dividing 4, so 2 times of 2 is 4, 4 minus 4 is 0, again dividend 4 is equal to dividend into quotient plus remainder. Now 6 if we are dividing, 2 times of 3 is 6, 6 minus 6 is 0, that is 6 is equal to 2 times of 3 plus 0. Means in all the three cases, what we are getting? We are getting the divisor is 2, but the value of the quotient is changing. Value of the quotient is changing. Here this quotient is 1, here quotient is 2, here quotient is 3. Okay, divisor is also, first case divisor was, dividend was, dividend, let's say dividend I am denoted with capital D, it is 2, here it is 4, here it is 6, and so on in 8. So 2 4s are 8, again remainder will be 0 and so on. So what we conclude from here? We can conclude from here that all positive even integers, all positive even integers, all positive even integers are of the form 2q, where q is some integer. The value of q can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and any other value it can have. Now let us see about the positive odd integers. Now if we take a look at the positive odd integers, here if we are dividing 1 by 2, so we are getting 2 zeros are 0, 1 minus 0 is again 1. So dividend 1 is equal to divisor 2 times of quotient 0 plus of 1. Now we are taking 3, so we are dividing 3 by again 2. So 2 ones are 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. So dividend 3 is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Again if we are taking 5, we are dividing 5 by 2, 2 2s are 4, subtracting we get the remainder as 1. So dividend 5 is equal to divisor into quotient plus of remainder. So in all the three cases you can clearly see that the value of the divisor is 2 in all the three cases. The value of the quotient is changing. Quotient is 0, 1, 2, that is q is an integer and dividend is 1, 3 and 5. So here we can conclude that all positive even odd integers are of the form 2q plus 1, where q is some integer. Q is some integer. Hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so this is what we have to prove, that all the positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1 and all positive even integer is of the form 2q. So next example, show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3 where q is some integer. So in the similar manner as we have done in the previous question, here we have to take what will be the quotient we will be taking. 4 is the quotient. Good. Okay, so let the positive integer be let the positive integer, just wait a second. Let the positive integer just with first we will do this method and then I will tell you the second thing. Okay, so let the positive integer be any positive integer we can take. Let the positive integer x, positive integer, so positive odd integers again can be 1, 3, 5, 7 ... Okay, so we can divide, we can see by dividing by 4. Divisor we have to take 4. 4 divided by 0, 4 zeros are 0, remainder is 1. So dividend 1 is equal to divisor, that is 4 times of quotient plus remainder. Similarly, if we are dividing 3 by 4, then 4 zeros are 0, remainder is 3. So again dividend 3 is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Similarly, if we are having 5, so we are dividing 5 by 4, 4 ones are 4, remainder is 1. So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Similarly, if we are having 7, dividing 7 by 4, 4 ones are 4, remainder. So 4 ones are 4, 7 minus 4 is 3. Again dividend 7 is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So in all these cases, what we are getting that the divisor in all the cases is same, that is 4 into 4 is there, and the quotient is 0, 0, 1, 1 and so on. It can be 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So the divisor keeps on changing, but divisor is same, but quotient keep on changing. Quotient is any integer. It can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And the dividend is also different. So we can see that here we can say that all the positive odd integers can be represented or are of the form of so here if we see that it is of the form of dividend, that is x equals to 4q plus 1. So here it is also x equals to 4q plus of 1. Here it is x equals to 4q plus of 3. Here x equals to 4q plus of 3. So all the positive odd integer are either of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3, where q is some integers. But how you are going to solve these questions in the exam, how you will write it? You are not going to write like this, although this is also correct, but if you write, might be some of the checker might not give the marks for this. So I will tell you how you are going to write it in the exams. Okay, this is, I have told you these things just so that you get the understanding about all this. So how you are going to solve this? You will start the same question. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3, where q is some integer. Let the positive odd integer be x. If the positive odd integer is x, or positive integer rather, not positive odd integer, let the positive integer be x. Now if we are dividing this positive integer x by divisor 4, so we will be getting 4 times of quotient. Quotient can be 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, any time. So 4 times of quotient, it will be 4q, and you subtract this 4q from the divisor x, we will be getting the remainder r. So we can write it as x is equal to divisor into quotient, that is 4 times of q plus of remainder r, where the value of r is greater than equal to 0 and less than the divisor. Here since the divisor is 4, so we can say 4. So the value of remainder can be either 0, 1, 2, 3, but it cannot be 4. Okay, so if we are having the value of remainder as 0, so we can write our division algorithm as x is equal to 4q plus 0, or we can write it as, it can be written as x equals to 2 within bracket 2q. So that means it is divisible by 2. Okay, so it is a positive even integer. Similarly, if we are writing x is equal to 4q plus 2, so it can be written as 4q plus 2, yes. So it can be written as x is equal to 2 within bracket 2q plus 1. So again this is also divisible by 2, so it is also a positive even integer. Okay, but so that means they are positive odd integers, even integers. They are positive even integers, and if we take this value as any integer m, similarly this is any integer m, so we can say that they are of the form 2m. Okay, similarly if we talk about the, so we have discussed about 0, we have discussed about 2. Now what if x is equal to, we are having the remainder 1, 4q plus 1. So if x is equal to 4q plus 1, So we cannot take 2 as common from this. That means it is not divisible by 2. So this is an positive odd integer. Positive odd integer. Similarly, 1 we have taken. Now what is left? 3 is left. So it can be written as x equals to 4q plus 3. So this is what we have to prove, that so only 2 types of positive odd integer is possible, that is 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3. So we can say that this shows that all positive, any positive odd integers is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3. That's it. Now similarly, if we take a look at example number 2 again. If we take a look at example number 2 again, that is show that every positive even integer is of the form 2q and every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. So here what we can do, we can again let any positive integer be x, then if we are dividing x by a divisor, since we are having 2 as a divisor, so it will be quotient, 2 times of quotient, remainder is r. So the divisor is equal to dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, where remainder is either greater than equal to 0 or less than the divisor, that is 2. So the value of remainder can be either 0 or it can be 1, but it cannot be 2. Simple. So we are having only 2 cases here. In the first case, if we are having the remainder 0, so the division algorithm will be x is equal to 2q plus 0. That is x is equal to 2q. So it clearly indicates that it is a positive even integer since it is divisible by 2. So we can say that every positive even integer is of the form 2q. Okay, and similarly if we talk about the second case, this is case 1. Only 2 cases are possible with remainder 0 and remainder 1. So if we talk about case 2, in case 2 the value of x will be equal to 2q plus of 1. So here we are clearly seeing that we cannot take 2 as common. So it is not an even integer. So it is an odd integer. So we can say that every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. So this proves that this is what we have to show, that every positive even integer is of the form 2q and every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. Hope you have understood the topic. Okay, now in this question it is given that a sweet seller has 2 types of barfis, Kaju barfi and the Badam barfi. 120 Kaju barfi are there and 130 Badam barfi are there. So he want to stack them. वो उसके ढेर लगाना चाहता है, स्टैक लगाना चाहता है. ओके, so she want to stack them. She want to stack them in such a way that each stack has the same number. Okay, like for example, first she is making the stack of Kaju barfi, again another Kaju barfi, another Kaju barfi, ... another Kaju barfi. Okay, similarly this is one row, then another row, then another row, ... and number, like here she has made y number of rows. okay, and x number of columns. So again Kaju Barfi. So this many Kaju Barfi she had placed in the stack, and they are saying that she want to stack the Badam Barfi also, but in the same manner as they take the least area of the tray, and the number of stacks should be same in both the cases. Means whatever be the number of rows can be different. Number of rows we don't know, but let's say that the number of rows be of Badam Barfi be Z, okay, but the number of columns for the Badam Barfi should be same as that of the number of columns of the Kaju Barfi. Question में कह रहा है, it is saying in the question that she want to stack them in such a way that each stack has the same number. Means the number of columns must be same in Kaju Barfi and the Badam Barfi. Let's say if she is having 10 columns of Kaju Barfi and 10 columns of Badam Barfi, but the number of rows are different. Let's say we are having 12 rows of Kaju Barfis and 13 rows of Badam Barfi. So clearly we can see that number of rows are different, but the number of columns are same. That is what it is saying, that the sweet seller wants to stack in such a way that she want to stack that in a same way, has the same number. Each stack has the same number. ठीक है, एक stack में same number हो, means the number of columns should be same. So 120 will be the number of Kaju Barfi, that can be written as the product of number of columns times of number of rows, that is x into y. Similarly 130 can be written as number of columns times of number of rows, that is x into z. So here what is x? X is the common factor in 120 and 130. So that is what? That is the SCF of 120 and 130. So here what we have to find out? We have to find out what is the number of Barfi that can be placed in each stack. That means we have to find out this x. So for finding out this x, what we need to do? Simply we need to find out the SCF of 120 and 130. Okay, we have to find out this x. This is what the question is. What is the number of columns in each case? So number of columns is same in each case. So simply by Euclid division lemma you can find out the number of columns. Again 120 and 130. So the bigger value will become the dividend and the smaller value will become the divisor. 120 times of 1 is 120, remainder will be 10. So we can write it as dividend 130 is equal to divisor 120 times of quotient plus remainder 10. Here the remainder is not equal to 0, so we will proceed to the next step, that is the divisor of the previous step will become the dividend and the remainder of the last step will become the divisor. So 10 times of 12 is 120, so we are getting the remainder equals to 0. 120 is equal to, that is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Since the remainder is equal to 0, we say that the last divisor, what is the last divisor here? This is the last divisor, will be the SCF. So SCF of 120 and 130 is what? 10. So with this we can write, we can say that each stack of Barfi contains 10 pieces, or each stack contains 10 Barfis. Hope you have understood. Okay, so that's the end of the today's topic. Thank you class. God bless you all.